Maximus Analysis here for June 9th, 2015, and we see we're closing below this 2080. So again, some people might say, okay, it's a pivot. If we need to see a break above and get above this it's 2112 to 2115 level before we even look at a long, and that's up here. It needs to gather up some steam before we see something, because again, you could get 1 or 2 days and it could really rip to the downside, or it could just keep going down. So if you're aggressive, you want to see at least a break of today's high on the ES to give you some type of inclination with a huge amount of follow through. If you don't get that, you want to just stand down and kind of let things settle. The NQ, get a nice little hammer formation here. We got to see how it looks overnight and see if we get a nice pop up above previous day's highs. We got the YM as well. YM again is under that 18,000, which we spoke about for a long time, and you can see that it's right back in this choppy area. Very, very dangerous area that we're in right now regarding the indexes, because we don't know where it's going to go. Again, if you start getting a break of 20, we already got a break at 2080, which we talked about for weeks, but if they get any lower than this, and if they even dare touch that 2040 area, it's going to be a very, very hard flush down coming very, very quickly. So you just want to be very cautious regarding that. You got small caps pretty much just giving you this sideways action as well. You also have crude gave a very, very nice pop right here. So again, we'll see how this one plays out and see if they can get above this. Again, for longs, you have to have this level right here hold. This low right here has to hold, and you need to see some more follow through to the upside, or you're going to have continued weakness. And if we see a break of that 57 again, it definitely goes down to 44 and 233. Names that rallied back again today. Apple, it was down as much as $2 and ended up recovering pretty nicely. We can look at an intraday chart right here and kind of can see how much it did recover and closing near those highs. So that's a good thing to see if it rallies back, that it did rally back. Again, Google is still a broken stock right now. It's just hovering. So again, don't let this one low. You can see that we're 50%. We've talked about it numerous times, 50% of the previous range, and it's just sideways. So again, it's been biased to the short side currently, but it needs to regain this 560 area to see what's going on. Netflix, they use this name and I think LinkedIn to really hold things up. They also were selling the Dow, and I think they held some names up like Cat, names that you usually don't see. And I think Goldman still looks pretty good if you look at it going into the close. It looks a lot better than it did going in midday. You also had LinkedIn, I think, gave a pretty good pop up, but then faded some of it back. So they're using this name to kind of help. And this is a broken stock to the downside, so I would be cautious regarding that. You got Amazon still sideways. Nothing wrong here. Again, as far as not being broken, just like the Netflix is not something that you should short at all. But you just gotta know the names they're looking to really put things together. And you see Priceline still is in a very, very weak state. Okay, it broke one low, it breaks this next low, and it looks like it's just continuing higher. It's just fading all the way down. And this is a big name to watch while they're. So don't let them distract you with Netflix, and you don't look at the high beta names and say, okay, are they selling some other stuff going into it? So Tesla, again, I wouldn't short it right here. Quite honestly, it didn't even give sell signal for Christ's sake, so I wouldn't short it at all. Just know that if it breaks above, it stays above, which it is right now, this 254 area. If it gets that back down below and gets to 250 area, it might be looking good. Again, the volume is anemic, but again, it's a nice inside bar, so we want to see if it breaks above and continues to upside. And then this 254 area will be support for it to get back to this area moving forward. So you just kind of want to see how these things play out. You don't want to be overly aggressive right now, because again, we're in very dangerous times regarding how these names are moving. And you could just tell by, as far as even looking at the ES, you can see how much of a fight is going on at this 280 area, and they look like they might be closing below it. which we wanted them to get above it in a hurry, and they did, and now they're giving up the goods. So we see what happens at the overnight session, see what happens at London, and kind of go from there. But again, it's still in a very weak state because it really didn't move much at all today. I mean, not in a very nice tradable fashion. Again, there were trades to be there. There were trades that were there, but you'd have to go to a smaller time frame. And again, it still looks good for the small time frame, but now it looks like hopefully this 280 is not resistance and they can blow above it after hours. So again, we're 4 minutes to the close, and we'll see how this one kind of plays out. But I would be very, very cautious because of how much this is, because this is just an indecision candle. If you're looking at purely candlesticks, it's just an indecision candle. So it doesn't mean that you just say, okay, I'm going long. You got to see what happens tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be looking and see where it goes. So again, keep your powder dry. Swing trades, day trading, there's money to be made, but just be very, very cautious either way.